Good evening from John Clement Athletic Complex in Monona. It's a beautiful evening for high school football. Steve Martinelli alongside the Boomer Bob Schmuck. And Bob, the 9-0 Silver Eagles start their second half of the season. We've become kind of spoiled after reaching the playoffs 17 years in a row. The season's only half over in our book.
Yeah, not to mention all the Badger Conference champions. I mean, do you know that, Steve, that Monona has won 55 of their last 58 conference games? Did you know that?
I hadn't done the math. I knew Coach Beckwith was off to an incredible start, but 55 out of how many?
55 out of 58. So 55 and 3 since the end of 2008. So yeah, this is something we've gotten used to, but we've never taken it for granted. It's great to see Monona Grove in the playoffs yet again this year.
And hopefully this run will continue all the way to Camp Randall. 5 in a row is what we're looking for here, folks. And tonight we start things off against the Wilmot Panthers, a team that's admittedly limping into the playoffs here. They're without their quarterback. Their best running back is beat up and missed 3 games. They're going to have their hands full tonight, aren't they?
Well, they finished 4-3, fourth in the Southern Lakes Conference, 4-5 overall. I'll go on a rant about sub-500 teams making the playoffs a little bit later, Steve. Hopefully we'll have time. I'm sure we will.
Oh, I'm sure.
But this is not necessarily a bad football team. They play in a pretty darn good conference. Like Geneva Badger plays in their conference, Waterford, Burlington. These are all very good football teams and all playoff teams this year as well. And they played all 3 of those teams really close, and only lost to Franklin, who is one of the absolute Division II powerhouses in this state. They only lost to them by 1 point. So this is not a bad Wilmot team. They thumped every team below them in the standings. And when I say thumped, I think they're the fewest number of points separating the two were 36 when they beat Elkhorn 36-0. But otherwise, they are just killing the bad teams. But as you said, Steve, they got no quarterback. Got a real quarterback problem here in Wilmot, and it's going to make them a one-dimensional team.
Yeah, last year they were led by A.J. Frisbee as a junior. He only completed 42% of his passes, and then in the first 7 games this year, he had completed just over 50% and run for 350 yards, and tore his ACL making a tackle on defense. Not something we've seen here at Monona Grove for quite a while, the quarterback also being one of your defensive backs.
No, that's for sure, and that's a testament to the quality of coaching that goes on here at Monona Grove, that they can just kind of continuously platoon players. We don't see too many two-way players, and even as they get deeper into the playoffs, when you are really running your best 11 out on both sides of the ball, usually the best 11 are the 2 platoons.
Well, Wilmot's attack also includes Robert Brent, a running back last year who was all-conference, ran for 1,154 yards and 8 touchdowns. He's been hampered by injury this year. He's run for just under 600 yards, but they've had junior Austin Norton step up and run for 751 yards and 9 touchdowns for him.
Yeah, and he's run for over 100 yards 3 times this year. It's high 181 versus Elkhorn. Brent, on the other hand, 1,154 yards last year, 8 scores. He's gone over 2,000 for his career because he played as a sophomore for the Panthers. They are one-dimensional, but their one dimension is a good rushing offense.
Well, let's sing some praises of the Silver Eagles, Bob. School record 50 points a game so far. I don't imagine they're going to hold this up for the next couple of games in the playoffs, but 50 points a game so far, 450 for the season, versus only 126 in their opponents. If you're doing the math at home, that's an average score of 50-14.
Well, I got to tell you, I would not be a bit surprised to see Monona Grove score 50 tonight. Maybe not in the first half, but it wouldn't. You know, it's not unusual this year that Monona Grove, they've outscored their opponents 337-58 just in the first half alone. That's 37-6. So it would not surprise me to see Monona Grove put up 37 in the first half. It's just a matter of whether the MG defense can keep the clamps on the Wilmot offense.
What I didn't do, I meant to before the game, was to count up the number of long touchdowns scored this year. It seems like the Silver Eagles haven't been a real grind-em-out team. They've been a quick strike team. As a result, they don't have the big numbers, the long drives, racking up a lot of yards. You know, they get the ball back on a turnover or the defense is held on downs, and then they turn it into a score right away. Their time of possession has got to be way down compared to last year.
Well, even last week, a 46-6 victory over Watertown here in a just rain-soaked, muddy morass, and it didn't slow Monona Grove down a bit. You talk about big plays, Steve. I can think of, let's see, they had 2 long touchdown passes, then they had 2 long touchdown runs, and then they had a touchdown return on defense for their, that counted for 5 of their 7 touchdowns.
And the week before that, they had Thompson's 92-yard touchdown run. Moran caught a 49-yard pass. They had a couple touchdowns over 20 yards. This is a team that can score from anywhere on the field.
Well, remember, we were laughing about it last week, in that I think their first 4 touchdowns, their longest touchdown drive was 3 plays.
Yeah.
So they are a quick strike offense, and I think Wilmot, as well as they've played defense against good teams this year, I don't think they've seen an offense like Monona Groves.
I think you're right. Bob, before we get much further, I want to say this is WVMO LP Monona.
So leading the way, of course, this year, of course, is Alec Ogden, who is certain to be an all-state quarterback. He was certain to be a first-team all-conference unanimous pick at quarterback.
And Bob, here come the Silver Eagles, led by Thompson and Gerlach. Alec Ogden with the flag.
Yeah, these guys are going to be psyched up tonight. They wanted to prove something against Watertown last week, and they were coming off a tough win over Stoughton, and they just dominated Watertown. And defensively, too. We were a little worried about the pass defense last week, but Dylan Fagerlin, who was an all-state quarterback last year, just couldn't do a thing against Monona Groves defense this year.
Well, and the two teams playing in just dreadful conditions last week. I mean, the field was a mess. It looks spectacular tonight compared to how it looked last Friday when we left. The amount of rain we had was impressive. They could keep playing in that sort of weather. The ball in the second half, of course, became the proverbial greased pig, though, as nobody seemed to be able to snap it cleanly.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, Ogden managed to have a pretty good game in pretty bad conditions. Went 5 for 6 for 114 yards, 3 touchdowns, and ran the ball 5 times for 55 yards. Jackson Thompson, of course, had a great game. Only 8 carries, but he ran for 160 yards and 3 touchdowns, and included in those was a 70 and a 50-yard touchdown run. Matt Gerlach and Sam Hepp and Anthony Ellis-Crail all caught TD passes, and Peyton Spalding returned an interception for a touchdown last week. So got contributions from both sides of the line.
Well, Bob, we're positioning the players for the national anthem, and out at center of the field is a couple of students and football player John List, it appears, will take part in singing the national anthem for us.
The road to Camp Randall begins tonight.
John List has gotten quite a few mentions. He's played some pretty fine defensive end this year for Monona.
Had that safety in the very first game. The Wilmot Panthers across the field from us in their white road jerseys. The Silver Eagles all in navy tonight. One of the amazing things, Bob, we kind of joke about the quarterback rating not being that accurate of a measure because it's kind of contrived, but Alex, or MG as a team, is averaging or has a rating of almost 146, whereas their opponents have 56.
Yeah, well, and that actually is an accurate measure. It does say something about the passing offense and what defenses face when Alec Ogden is lining up against them.
All right, we're just about ready for the national anthem. Please stand and sing along.
Tyler Young and John List for the singing of tonight's national anthem.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes
Kickoff's got an exceptional music program.
This year, I think everybody we've heard sing the anthem out here has done a really good job.
Oh, and at basketball games, they've had just some fantastic soloists.
All right, well, let's go back to football.
Let's talk about some more football, Bob.
Well, you know what, let me just finish with Alec Ogden. You know, Alec Ogden, speaking of passer rating, is #1 in the state of Wisconsin in passer rating this year. I believe, let me take a look, see what else I got here on him. I believe he's fifth in touchdown passes and 7th in total yards.
Let's compare touchdowns to interceptions for Ogden.
Oh, yeah, no kidding.
He's unparalleled. 29 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
Well, he's had 3, because we've seen 3.
It says 2 online.
I know what it
the
says.
Internet never lies.
That's the official stat. I understand that. However, so anyway, Alec Ogden, he's had quite a career here as well. Ogden has thrown for 5,874 yards. I see him going over 6,000 tonight. He's thrown for 71 touchdowns against only 12 career interceptions, 7 of those as a sophomore. So only 5 picks in the last 2 years for Alec Ogden, and he's thrown a lot of balls over those last 2 years.
If you're watching this on YouTube, you can see the bracket on the board. Silver Eagles up at the top. One of the big omissions on this half of the bracket is, of course, the Wanakee Warriors. If we were to play Wanakee in this tournament, we'd have to see them at Camp Randall, Bob.
That's actually a great way to do things, and maybe the WIAA finally realized that there's no reason to have the 2 marquee teams in this part of the state play each other in week 2 or week 3.
What are we, the Big 8?
Yeah, that's true.
No, I like this bracket. I like the Silver Eagles being #1, of course, but they're going to have a tough road with Waukesha West and Brookfield Central. Those are a couple historically strong teams. All right, the Silver Eagles ready to kick off. Will Horstmeyer teeing it up. Let's see if I can pick out some numbers for the Panthers. They've sent 3 deep. They got a guy named Logan Pye. A bouncer. Taken by the up back and dribbled, picked up at the 5. Across the 10, 15, spun around and brought back to the 10-yard line. Excellent coverage by the Silver Eagles.
Yeah, gang tackled over there. I think the original contact was made by number 20, Taylor Duncan. At number 33, finally pulled him down, Isaac Stinson.
That was Anthony Poco, #1, one of their wide receivers, and also their kicker with that return. They spot the ball at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10, Wilmot. Let's see who we've got at quarterback.
No, it's going to be it's number 15. It's Zach Lamberson is their starting quarterback tonight.
They've tried Robert Brent at running back. Lamberson stepped in last week and was 1 out of 6 passing. He's going to run it this time.
A pitch.
Oh, and they're signaling a fumble, and the Silver Eagles recovered.
Wow. Yeah,
First play from scrimmage inside the 10-yard line.
It was a quarterback option, Steve, and the quarterback took the option of pitching the ball back to Brent. Ball came loose. Monona Grove on top of it already, and that is really a bad start for Wilmot.
Spalding credited with the recovery. Silver Eagles 1st and 10. Let's see where we've spotted this. They spotted about the 12-yard line, it appears. 1st and 10 MG. Wilmot is not a team that comes back. They haven't had a second half comeback all season. They've lost every game they've trailed at halftime, and this is putting them in a hole immediately. Ogden and Thompson in the backfield for the Silver Eagles. Ogden throwing the left side.
Can't tell who got that one. If that was Jenks Recker. Hard to tell. Colton Moran with the catch.
Colton with no catches last week, but a catch now, a 9-yard pickup, putting the ball at about the 3. I think this was Ogden.
It's Ogden's going to go in easily.
Ogden jumps in for the 3-yard touchdown run. So, Bob, we're 39 seconds into the game, and the Silver Eagles with a quick lead.
Wow. And Wilmot's going to have to somehow shake that off. That was you just cannot make those kind of mistakes. You talk about giving a good team a short field. How about giving a good team the shortest field when you take the ball inside the 15-yard line? But it's still early. We're, 39 seconds into the game, and Monona leads 6-0, about to go 7, we hope, here with Will Horstmeyer's kick.
Horstmeyer's extra point attempt held by Thompson. The kick makes it 7-0. The Silver Eagles, seconds into the game, take the lead.
A 2-play drive, Steve.
Yeah, we talked about those short drives. They don't waste any time. This is an extremely efficient offense.
Yeah, and it's not a clock control offense. They don't huddle, call all their plays at the line of scrimmage, keeps the defense on their heels, and frankly, the defensive backs really don't know who to cover. It takes a lot of good coaching to defend this Monona Grove team, and a lot of times teams like Wilmot, who only have a week to prepare, it just isn't enough time.
Well, I can just imagine what Coach Square of Wilmot is saying to his players. Take a deep breath, calm down. We still have a lot of game to play here.
We have all game to play. I mean, honestly, we're only 3 plays into the game.
All right, let's see. I see Poco deep again. Let me see if I can make the other numbers out. 13 is one of them. That's Robert Brent. He's in the middle. And 48 was that? Nope, they don't have a 48. I can't see the number of their far returner. Horsemeyer ready to kick it nonetheless. He can see him just fine. He kicks this. This is to Poco again at the 5. Poco running back towards the middle, trying to get the right side. Has some running room, cuts it back, and brought down near the 30-yard line. Made up for that bad decision the first time when he took it up the center of the field. Well, they got stopped at the 12.
I don't know if you noticed, Steve. He faked the reverse to Brent, but it wasn't a hard fake or anything.
No, nobody
like that,
bid on that one
at
the least.
But he did. Don't be a bit surprised if we see that on a kickoff, a handoff on a reverse.
Poco brings it out to the 27-yard line where it's 1st and 10. Now he splits out wide to the left side. Lamberson, the quarterback, 2 running backs with him in the shotgun. To give, I think this is Brent.
No, Lamberson kept it.
Oh, pushed back. He made the 30 and perhaps a bit more, but not much more. It's going to bring up 2nd and 7.
Lamberson, a 6'1", 160-pound junior.
Brent, a 5'10", 196-pound senior. Those are going to be their stars. Norton, of course, we mentioned him before. He's a nice-sized kid, 6'1", 190. 2nd and 7 for the Panthers. At least they held on to the ball that play. And a whistle stop play before we got going. This will be procedure against the Panthers. Nice night tonight, Bob.
Oh, beautiful night,
especially
compared to last week.
Except for the 2 games we've had recently, the last 2 where it rained, we've had just beautiful weather. We'll pay for that in the playoffs, I'm sure.
This is the playoffs, Dave.
I mean the next one, and deeper. Oh, offsides against the Silver Eagles.
Oh, they must have lined up or somebody jumped right before the snap.
That makes it 2nd and 1. So the Panthers with a much shorter position. I couldn't make out.
I think
Lamberson
kept again. They play kind of an option offense. Yep, Lamberson took it again.
Feel free to jump in if I don't say anything because I can't make out their numbers very well tonight.
Got enough for the first down, about a yard gain on that play.
Yeah, just barely enough. The ball out to the 37-yard line. 1st and 10 Panthers. 7-0, the Silver Eagles with the early lead over the Wilmot Union Panthers.
You know who play action fakes work really well on, Steve?
Monona Grove?
You.
Yes. Yes, good thing I'm not a linebacker. Now,
that must be Norton with the
that
ball.
looks like Norton with the ball. And
yeah,
they just kind of push that one to the other hash mark and bring him down after a short gain.
Yep. Let's see who made the tackle on that one. I think
27.
John List, number 15, who pulled him down after only a yard gain.
Yep, out to the 38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
To gain a 1, 2nd and 9.
Wilmot doesn't have a real huge offensive line. Monona Grove should match up pretty well.
2nd and 9 for the Panthers. Lamberson got across the 40-yard line and another yard beyond that. 2 yards, a nice spot for him. That brings up 3rd and 5.
Lamberson has carried the ball on 4 of 5 attempts tonight.
Lamberson has not had a lot of carries coming into the game. Only 11 carries for 52 yards and no scores.
I don't think he's seen the field a lot, and if it wasn't for the injury to Frisbee, he probably wouldn't be seeing it tonight either.
Lamberson calling the signals. There's Brent in motion. Oh, Norton left early,
Yeah.
but they didn't call it. Now Lamberson rolling to his right, looking to throw. He does throw, and incomplete.
No,
No.
I think they're marking that as
They
inbounds.
are. He was
Steve.
waving his arms, so
Yeah.
I thought
No,
that one was dropped. So first down for the Panthers. Nope. They're signaling incomplete.
Another official came in and said no, he caught the ball out of bounds. So
That brings the punting unit out.
yeah, the closest official to that play called it a complete pass on the sideline, but another official stepped in and said, no way, that's out of bounds.
All right, Poco will do the punting. Jackson Thompson back to return for the Silver Eagles. Poco, he's being chased now. Gets off a left-footed kick. Thompson will let this one bounce. It is a Wilmot bounce. The ball gets inside the 15-yard line and down to the 11 where the Silver Eagles will take over the long field. 8 minutes and 20 seconds left in the first quarter and a 7-0 MG lead.
Those rugby-style kicks are all the rage, and once again, it looked like Thompson was under orders to not handle that punt, and if that's going to be the deal, why not turn the rest of the defense loose on a block?
Especially if the punter's going to take that long to get the kickoff.
That's
I mean,
exactly
he ran
right.
to his left before
Have
quite a while before
Have
he
the guys
kicked that
on the
one.
end of the line make sure they maintain their contain, and then otherwise send the rest of the guys right up the middle and try to get a block.
Moran and Ellis Crail split out wide to the far side. This is Jackson Thompson cutting through the middle across the 25-yard line, and a first down for the Silver Eagles. He's still on his feet,
pile is
pushing
still
towards
moving.
the 30. They haven't blown a whistle.
And now
there
they
they
have.
blow it. Jeez. I thought for a second there he was going to break that one. He was an arm tackle away from going 89 yards with that one.
Wilmot got an assist from the official. Thompson banged into him toward the end of his run, but after contact with the official, they got 5 more yards out of that.
17-yard pickup, 1st and 10. They give it to Thompson again.
No, this is
Ogden with the keeper. And Ogden out to the 35-yard line. 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
I think that's more of a 4-yard pickup, Steve, maybe 5.
Yeah, look at the spot, Bob.
Let's give him 6.
Okay. Ball on the 35-yard line. 2nd down for the Silver Eagles. Ogden. He'll keep it himself this time off the right side. He will go all the way.
He could. Brent's on him here. Yeah.
Oh, and Brent chases him down inside the 20-yard line. I thought Ogden was gone there.
I think Ogden delayed a little bit just to see if he could make a cut to the outside, but Brent had the angle on him and also the speed and pulled him down after a big 45-yard gain.
Silver Eagles up to the line in a hurry. 1st and 10. The handoff to Thompson. Up into the middle, cuts it back to the right side, inside the 10-yard line, and I think that might be another first down.
He got hit hard by number 4, Gunnar Peterson, but maintained his feet and gained another couple yards.
Boy, you make those kids run 45 yards, and then you line up and run it right at them again. 1st and goal for the Silver Eagles, just inside the 10-yard line. Ogden calling the signals. He's got Thompson in the backfield with him. Ogden again. Ogden cuts it back. Nice move to the right side and close to the goal line, but just shy of the end zone.
Just inside the 1-yard line he came down. A 9-yard pickup for Ogden.
You know, Bob, Ogden is the best passer in the state. He might be one of the best running quarterbacks as well.
This offense is designed to take advantage of both of those skills.
And he is just the man to run it. 2nd and goal for the Silver Eagles. The handoff to Thompson. This time he plows into the line, and Jackson Thompson from 1 yard out. This 2-touchdown lead brought to you by the law firm of Ogden, Thompson, and Associates.
Indeed.
I liked how you worded that the other day.
Thompson with his 21st rushing touchdown of the year. Remember, Steve, I don't know how long ago it was now, 15 years ago anyway, maybe 20, that where we thought, my God, a running back scoring 20 touchdowns in a year, yet now we're starting to see it a lot more often between Torrin Young and Jackson Thompson and some of the other fellas.
Remember touchdown Tommy Dare? I think he had 8 in his best season. And Will Horsemar makes it a 14-0 Silver Eagle lead. 6:49 to play in the first quarter. We're not even halfway through the first quarter and up by 2 scores, Bob.
I'll have to look back at maybe this week, Steve, if I get a chance, but we'll have to look and see what Chad Worth did in his best year. Remember, Chad was probably the best running back we saw when we first started doing this. Probably the first 5 years that we were doing these broadcasts. Chad Worth was really, as far as we were concerned, the benchmark. He was the bar by which all the other running backs were measured.
And kickers.
And kickers, yeah. He was a great kicker. Kicked for Whitewater for 4 years.
No, he was a good all-around football player.
We've seen some really, really good football players here over the years.
And I think we might be seeing one of the better quarterbacks we've seen over the years. Just to understate that one touch.
Yeah.
This kid's fantastic.
Way to be charitable to the other quarterbacks there, Steve. This kid is
special.
Yeah.
All right, 14-0, 6:49 to play in the first quarter. Will Horsemeyer teeing it up for the third kickoff of the quarter. Brent, Poco, and a third guy back there for Wilmot.
Well, I tell you, the kickoff coverage team has a lot of players that are playing defense on a regular basis.
Poco inside the 5. Bring back towards the middle.
Nope, it's a reverse. And down he goes.
There he goes. That was 81? No.
I think that might have been, let's take a look, 88. That's
88, Cade Carlson.
Carlson, one of their wide receivers.
All right.
They were not fooled by the reverse.
But it was still a decent return. Got him out almost to the 20. Let's call it the 19-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. All right, Panthers split out 2 to the far side, 1 to the near side of the field. Lamberson hands it off. I think this is Norton again.
I believe it is.
Norton just across the 20, maybe a 3-yard pickup at best, but
no, that was
Silver Eagles selling out for the run heavy.
Yeah, that was Reese Barker on the tackle. Number 78 plays defensive tackle on the right side of the line, right next to right defensive end Sam Gronsky. Parker Kunai at the left defensive tackle, and Trevor Wonderland over on the defensive end. He leads the team in sacks this year.
Trenton Herber in there at linebacker. We've missed him a little bit this season. Nice to have him back for the playoff run. Now Brent goes in motion to the right side. They're going to run that little pitch again. There it is, back to Norton. Norton.
Was that Norton or was that Brent, Steve?
No, Brent went in motion. He
ran
in front of the quarterback out there and then cut it up. So Lamberson rolled out to his right, pitched it back to Norton, and Norton gained a little bit.
Went essentially, let's give him a yard, Steve, no more.
Yeah, he's out to about the 24-yard line.
Yeah, if you're going to run that pitch play, you got to have your linebacker on the outside really bite on the quarterback. But if you have a defensive end that knows what he's doing, like Trevor Wonderland does, that's his man, the quarterback, and the linebacker needs to take the pitch man.
3rd and 6 for the Panthers. Now Lamberson rolling to his right, looking to throw. Throws one out there and into the bleachers, just about. Incomplete, that'll bring up 4th down.
I didn't even see who he was throwing for over there, Steve. All I saw were blue shirts.
Yeah, he threw it into the crowd on the sidelines, and they'll have to punt again. Dropping back, Jackson Thompson.
So they've run that one pass play for Lamberson. The 2 passes he's thrown been the exact same, a rollout right, pass to the sideline on he probably has 2 options, one guy running a shorter out than the other. Has not been able to connect on either one and throws it like a gun. Not a whole lot of touch there.
All right, Poco back to kick. Thompson to receive. Good snap. High kick this time. Thompson going to let it drop. Silver Eagles better get out of the way.
Short punt. See, John List actually went after a block on that one, dove out forward toward the foot, but just couldn't quite get there.
1st and 10 for the Silver Eagles on their own 47. Yep. So good field position yet again for the Silver Eagles.
Short field for Monona. Yeah, Wilmot cannot afford to have that.
Yeah, like we said, this is not a team that's got the ability to come back from a deficit, and they're digging themselves into a pretty good hole right from the start here.
Well, they're probably on defense. These kids are probably a little bewildered because Monona Grove can do so much and so quickly.
Ogden looking to throw, a little screen pass to Thompson on the left side across the 50, 45, 40. Pushed out of bounds inside the 40-yard line, right on the 40, let's say.
That was a nice looking screen pass, too. The defensive line's rush was just almost uninhibited at all, just enough for Ogden to get the ball over the top of him, and Thompson wide open.
1st and 10 MG from the Wilmot 40-yard line. Thompson in the backfield alongside quarterback Ogden. The snap to Alec. He'll keep it himself. Cuts it back to the left side. Trying to get to the line of scrimmage. Gets a yard maybe. Nothing going there. The blocking just wasn't there for him. He had to fight through a couple of guys.
Number 21, Jordan Jesse for Wilmot. Wow, he knew that. He saw it coming. He just didn't make the tackle. He had Ogden about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Ogden made the line of scrimmage, maybe a half a yard. Not much, though. 2nd and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Ogden calling for the ball again. Now he throws it right side. Short completion inside the 35-yard line.
And that was Colton Moran again.
Thank you. Colton with a 8-yard pickup. 3rd and about a yard and a half.
Yeah, just a possession pass play on that one. Same with the first one to Moran.
Silver Eagles is using the short passing game so far tonight. Now the give to Thompson, has the first down and close to the 25-yard line. Boy, is he quick.
Yeah, he got through that line in a hurry. It's a good thing that safety made the tackle, or Thompson would have scored.
The ball spotted at about the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 MG as they threaten yet again. Looking for their 3rd touchdown of the first quarter. Ogden over the middle. Gerlach fights off through one tackle and into the end zone. A 26-yard touchdown. Lucas Gerlach has been Ogden's favorite target all season long. That is catch, if I can get to it, catch number 40 and his 12th touchdown.
And that's Ogden's 29th touchdown pass of the year. Gerlach, as often is the case with tight ends in high school football, running by himself in the middle of the field, and hit right in the numbers by the pass, was able to shake off the one tackler that had a chance at him and trot on in for the score.
Yeah, Lucas Gerlach, a big, strong tight end. There's not a lot of kids that can tackle him one-on-one, and he proved it by fighting through that one there. And Horsemeyer makes it a 21-0 first quarter score. So the Silver Eagles have done, Bob, what they've done all season long.
And
Ogden, Thompson, and Gerlach.
They're making my prediction look good when I said I wouldn't be surprised to see him hang 40 on Wilmot in the first half. 21 already, and we're not even 9 minutes into the game. Yeah, the MG offense is a force. I honestly, I don't know who is going to stop the offense. It's just a matter of whether the offense can score more points than the other team. As we get a little deeper into the playoffs, we're going to find better offensive teams, and it'll be up to the Monona Grove defense to assert themselves and let the offense do their thing.
Yeah, I really think you're right that this team is going to go as far as the defense takes it. The offense can play with anybody, but
and in any weather, from what we've seen, I mean, last week's weather was terrible. They haven't played in snow yet this year, but it's always possible. But otherwise, if it's not nice or inclement, it doesn't matter. Monona Grove offense scores touchdowns.
All right, Carlson, Brent, and Poco deep for the Wilmot Panthers. Will Horsemeyer ready to kick it off for the 4th time in the first quarter, leading 21-0. Horsemeyer, a kick. This is Carlson inside the 10. Straight up the middle of the field, across the 20, and stopped near the 25-yard line.
All right, tackle there was made by number 43, Ryan Hines.
Well, Bob, a shout out to our good buddy Dennis Libissonaire, who's in the crowd tonight with his wife Carol. I imagine we'll see them after the game.
Yeah, I wouldn't be a bit surprised. It's happened before. Yeah, Denny, an alum from Monona Grove, graduated with Steve and I, and also was one of the managers on the 1978 championship team, or 77 championship team.
A 5-year starter at manager.
That's right.
Lamberson rolling to his left this time. Going to tuck it in. No, he'll pitch it back to Brent. Oh, and Brent took a big hit along the sidelines and knocked down one of the managers.
Yeah, I hope he wasn't out of bounds. I think that was Ostrowski that put the wood to him. And no flag, so that was good. But yeah, he hit him hard.
That was a big hit. Norton took a shot there.
Or as actually Brent. But
Brent, yes.
Yep.
About a 7-yard pickup. 6-yard pickup, 2nd and 4 for the Panthers. That's about the first time they've run the ball outside to the left.
It is the first time. They tried a couple of left off tackle plays with Norton, and they haven't gone anywhere.
Now they've got trips to the left side, one receiver to the right. Single backfield, they're going to run it to the right. Lamberson tucks it up, runs for the first down across the 35-yard line.
Pretty good blocking on the line of scrimmage there. Opened up a nice hole for Lamberson to keep it and get the first.
Bringing those trips to the right, effectively set up a left-handed play for them, or a play, no. Trips were to the left, set up the right side for an 8-on-8 play. Lamberson doing a good job cutting it up and making the first down. Ball at the 37-yard line of Wilmot. 1st and 10, just over 3 minutes to play in the first quarter. Lamberson, a couple steps straight back, now throws right side.
Good
complete.
pass.
And no, they're going to say, I thought for a second he fumbled.
No. It's a complete pass. He was well covered on the play, but a nice pass, had some real mustard on it. So far, that's the only kind of pass I've seen Lamberson throw are seeds. Gain of 8.
Out to the 45-yard line of Wilmot.
Who got that one, Steve?
I think that was Carlson.
Okay. Well, what are we hearing in our
That's
headphones
wind.
here? Jeez.
That's one of the things they said. It was going to be warm and breezy tonight. All right, 2nd down. Wide receivers split both ways. They run it to the left, pitch it out to Brent. Brent across the 45 and out of bounds. We'll see what kind of a mark we get. I believe he got enough for the 1st down near the 49-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they got it. No problem.
Brent's a pretty quick kid.
Yeah, like I said, he ran for almost 1,200 yards last year.
He missed 3 games this season with an injury. Came back and even played a little quarterback for him.
Jalen Ostrowski had him staring him down in the backfield there, but Brent made a little inside move, froze Ostrowski just enough to get outside and get the 1st down.
1st and 10 for the Panthers from their own 49-yard line. This is about the longest drive they've had, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
At least in terms of number of plays. And now Brent's going in motion to the right. Lamberson straight back, throws over the middle, complete. This is 87, Kyle Kendra, their tight end, 6'3", 180-pound senior. So he gets a 1st down to the Monona Grove 39-yard line. Lamberson throws the ball very hard.
Very hard. So far, that's all I've seen him throw, just frozen ropes.
Be interesting to see if he can do any touch passes, although hopefully he never gets the opportunity. Now Norton, the lone running back. They give to Norton into the line, and he got a couple before he's snowed under.
No, that's Brent that carried the ball there. Number 13. Just a short gain.
Yeah,
give him
just
one.
a yard. The ball to the 38-yard line of Monona Grove. Minute 15 and counting here in the first quarter. 21-0 MG ahead.
All right, well, Wilmot putting together a nice drive, using ball control, some running plays, and some short passes. The coaching staff looks like they've got them calmed down a little bit. It's up to Monona Grove's defense to put the stop on them.
All right, double running backs alongside Lamberson. He's going straight back now. He's chased out of the pocket. Chased to his left side. Runs out of bounds, short of the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd and mid-range.
Good coverage downfield by the Monona Grove defense, enough to get Trenton Gothard a chance at a sack there. Trevor Wonderland also running him out of bounds.
He picks up about 5 yards on the play, brings up 3rd and 6. 3rd and 5. Okay, I'll go with that. The ball at the 33-yard line, 50 seconds to play. Considering Lamberson hasn't played much this season, he's not doing too badly. Now he runs to the right side, looking for that pitch. Now cut it back up, down close to the 30-yard line.
It's going to be about 3rd and 1, yeah.
Yeah, they're going to spot it at the 30, so he's a short yard to go. 4th down. It's 4-down territory at this point.
1, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, just enough of a seam to squirt through and make this a doable 4th down.
I don't believe Wilmot's made a field goal this year, have they?
You're asking me?
Well, you study these things closely.
Yeah, not so much the kicking.
Oh, they made a couple of them. Brent made one and Poco made one. All right, 4th and 1. Lamberson in the backfield, dual running backs alongside of him. Lamberson keeps it himself, has the 1st down and close to the 25-yard line.
It's a nice looking play in that situation. He faked to Norton going up the middle, and that was just enough to get the Monona Grove defenders to bite and give him a hole to the left.
All right, 2 seconds left in the first quarter. They're going to let it count down, and we're going to flip-flop ends. The Silver Eagles with a 21-0 lead. Well, Bob, I have to say the game is going pretty much to script.
Well, so far so good for Monona Grove, although I kind of like what Wilmot's doing here on offense. They're not getting excited. They're not losing their heads, being behind by 3 touchdowns early, going back to what their usual offense is, which is a ground game and ball control, and they're moving the ball right now against Monona Grove.
Yeah, this is the deepest they've been yet in this game, and
Yeah, and
we'll see if they can continue.
They've run about 3.5 minutes off the clock so far in this drive. Got a little ways to go. It's still out here at the 26-yard line.
All right. 1st and 10 from the 26. 12 fresh minutes on the clock. Silver Eagle defense out on the field.
Well, Jackson Thompson needed 12 yards rushing tonight, Steve, to go over 2,500 for his career. Also, he needed about 68 yards to pass Ryan Roberts for, let's just say, unofficially 4th place on the rushing list, because we don't know Mike Stassi's numbers, but I'm sure he's right up there.
So who's next ahead of Thompson
Roberts? After Roberts was Darren Schwen.
I like Darren Schwen. He was a hard runner.
Yeah, he was.
Big, strong running back. Lamberson calling the signals, looking to throw. Put some air under it. This one's overthrown in the end zone. He had a receiver covered down on the right side in the end zone.
Yeah, he might have had a step on Ostrowski, but the ball was well overthrown.
Yeah, he would have had to lay that in there pretty nicely. And then
I think Wilmot will be well served to try to keep the ball, as far as the passing game goes, short. Between 5 and 10 yard routes, some hooks, and maybe some outs. Just ball control stuff. I think Lamberson is probably not your guy for airing it out.
Carlson splits out to the far side, Poco to the near side, dual running backs alongside quarterback Lamberson. He'll run it, looking to pitch back to Brent. Brent hit after a short gain.
Nice job. That's how you defend it.
Yeah.
Peyton Spalding on the tackle out there, but Lamberson had nowhere to go with the ball, was forced to pitch it.
No gain on the play. 3rd and 10. That's the problem. I like them taking a shot downfield on a 1st down, but you really got to gain something on 2nd down if you're going to throw an incomplete on the 1st one.
I don't know. I think if the way I look at it is they were actually moving the ball with the short passing game and the running game, and I think I would have continued to do that without making that one throw, because, like you said, now they're behind the 8 ball. They've got a 3rd and 9. They are going to go for it on 4th down, especially with 3 scores already.
Yeah, the ball at the 26-yard line.
So they don't need to get it all here, but they need to get 5 or 6 of it back.
They split out 2 wide receivers to this side and a whistle stopping play. Timeout by the Wilmot Panthers. 11 minutes and 4 seconds to play in the half, and they trail 21-0, but they're threatening the ball just outside the 25-yard line of Monona Grove.
Well, folks, in case you were wondering where Wilmot is, because I had to look it up myself.
Yeah,
I've actually been to Wilmot, and I couldn't remember where it was. So Wilmot is in southeastern Wisconsin, about 20-25 miles southeast of Lake Geneva. It's located very close to the Wisconsin-Illinois border between Genoa City and Pikeville. I'm sure that should help most people.
Oh, yeah, Pikeville.
Pikeville, yep. So now you know. Now you know where Wilmot is.
Now you know.
Yeah, and Wilmot's actually got a ski hill with several chairlifts. I can't imagine. The one time I was there, the chairlift was working, but I don't remember the ski hills being all that terribly high, maybe 300, 400 feet.
And that hill is the famous Gander Mountain.
For the was the old sporting goods store named after that
yes, it
very
was.
mountain?
Yes, it was.
The out of business sporting goods store?
Lamberson calling the signals, looking to throw, now chased out of the pocket, rolling to his right side, slings it out there, complete.
That's number 44, Brenner, with the completion and a 1st down.
Another little piece of Wilmot information, Bob. In the township of Wilmot, there are no lakes.
And that's a
1st and 10 for the Wilmot Panthers. The ball to the 12-yard line of Monona Grove.
I have no idea what that last statement was supposed to mean.
Just Wilmot trivia.
That is.
All right, now
trivial.
Poco and Brent split out to the left side. Norton, the lone running back. Now Trent comes in motion to the right. Lamberson throwing over the middle. Oh, right in the gut of the receiver, and he dropped it.
Yeah, let's see who that was. That was number 87, Gendron.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was inside the 5-yard line with nobody between him and a touchdown, and he dropped it.
Well, good.
And that brings up
good
2nd
for Monona
and 10.
Grove, but that's tough for Gendron, man. You don't forget those.
Not when it's potentially the last game of your high school career. Oh, Gendron's just a junior. He can redeem himself next year.
He can drop more balls. No, that's not nice.
That's not nice,
That
but
was
it's
not
funny.
nice. That was not nice.
All right, now Brent, the lone running back behind Lamberson. Norton in motion. They're rolling to the left, looking to pitch it back. Lamberson pitches to Brent. Brent has the corner, cuts it up inside the 5, and out of bounds.
Yeah, good job by Lamberson there to stretch that play out until he knew whether he was going to get a seam or not. Didn't have the seam and pitched it to Brent. Brent goes for 6.
Steps out of bounds at the 6-yard line, brings up third and 4. Ball spot at the 6-yard line. They can get a first down here. I'd prefer they didn't.
Yeah, a turnover here. That's what I'd like to see.
Somebody picking one off in the end zone and going 108 yards.
Well, let's see if they're going to go to the air here on 3rd down. They've had an reasonably effective running game on this drive. Norton in the backfield.
Brent running in motion to his right. Now Lamberson chased off to his right side. He's going to get run out of bounds. We're going to get a sack credit for
Trevor Wonderland, his 5th sack of the year.
He didn't even get back to the 10-yard line.
Nope.
That's going to push it back and be 4th and 8. The ball near the 10. So an excellent defensive play. Let's see if they can hold here. Lamberson coming off to the sidelines to talk to his coach. 9:10 to play. A 21-0 MG lead. Silver Eagles with yet to touch the ball here in the second quarter. They're highly efficient in that first quarter. Of course, they had a short field on a couple of those possessions. They go to the Wildcat.
No, they're still in the shotgun here. Lamberson's at quarterback.
Oh yeah, that's Lamberson. I didn't see him come back on the field. Now he's chased to his left side. Pressure coming. He slings one up and out of bounds.
Yeah,
and they turn it over on downs. MG's defense has held.
He's just throwing it up for grabs. His intended receiver was number 44, Kevin Brenner. Brenner well covered from the giddy up, and that's what allowed the rush to get to Lamberson. And instead of taking the sack, he just threw it up and threw it out of bounds.
Well, and they did a good job chasing him to his left side. He's proven to be a extremely right-handed quarterback.
Yeah, he definitely prefers to go to the right side.
All right, the Silver Eagles starting deep then from their own 10-yard line. Worst field position of the night, but that hasn't been much of a problem so far. Alec Ogden, Jackson Thompson in the backfield.
Thompson with the
carry.
That's a face mask right there. That's going to be a 15-yard face mask. You can call that on number 4, Gunnar Peterson, the defensive lineman.
Forced out of bounds after about a 5-6 yard pickup, but the face mask is going to tack on a few yards.
Oh, yeah, that should be a personal foul face mask because he grabbed and did not let go and spun him down by the mask.
The play was behind the post, so I couldn't see. Were there flags right away?
Oh, a 5-yard. How they came away with a 5-yard on that. He never let go of that face mask. Oh, well.
Pushes it out to the 19-yard line, 2nd and 1.
Yeah, because that's
only
a spot
4-yard
foul.
pickup.
Yeah.
Thompson will get it on this one. Boy, that wind is blowing pretty good.
Yeah, it is. Blowing through our mics anyway.
Thompson again right up the middle. Has the first down across the 30. He's running from 35, 40, 45, 50, and out of bounds into Wilmot territory.
Going to mark it right at the 50-yard line. 31-yard gain by Jackson Thompson.
Jackson Thompson, one of the smarter runners we've seen, Bob. He can really pick his way through the holes and knows precisely when to turn the jets on. They give the ball to the Silver Eagles. 1st and 10 on the 50. 8:10 to play in the first half. Silver Eagles up to the line right away. Ogden calling the signals. He'll give it to Thompson again right up the middle. Thompson 45-40. Cuts it back a little bit and down near the 35-yard line of Wilmot.
Thompson,
a 14-yard pickup on the play.
Jackson Thompson just keeps his legs going. I mean, he was grabbed and held by one of the Wilmot defenders, but it didn't matter. He just kept his legs going, got the first down. What more can you say about Thompson? He has really excelled here at Monona.
Let's get him in the end zone on this play. The ball 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. Thompson the handoff again, and he might go. Stumbles and gets down inside the 20-yard line. Boy, he almost busted that one.
Yeah, number 22, Jarrett Ketterhagen, got a hand on his ankle and just slowed him up enough. but another big gain of 16 yards for Jackson Thompson.
Silver Eagles up to the line in a hurry again.
Let's see if Thompson gets the ball again. He's carried it
He's on a roll.
all 4 times in this this drive.
Ogden fake it to him.
Nope, he's got it.
Give it to Thompson. Thompson cuts it back up on the right side. Down near inside the 20, near the 15.
Yeah, Wilmot did a
Nope,
nice.
they're going to mark it at the 19.
Yeah, better job of covering that one.
So you said that Schwen is next on the list, Aaron Schwen. Who's ahead of Schwen?
Gee, I wonder.
Oh, Schwen's number 2?
Yep.
Oh, well, never mind then. I thought there was another one in there.
Nope.
Ogden calling the signals on 2nd and 9. He's going to throw it right side.
Open. Who is it?
Touchdown.
That's
Gerlach again?
Or is that Colt Moran? It's hard to tell.
I can't see on this.
It was
To Gerlach.
Lucas Gerlach again.
His 2nd touchdown of the night, giving the Silver Eagles a 4-touchdown lead with 6:55 to play in the first half.
Yeah, there was some pressure on Ogden, and he had a defender, a pass rusher, right in his face and found Gerlach as Gerlach was coming out of his break. Pass, of course, on the mark. Gerlach trots in for the score.
How long was that one, Bob? I missed it.
That was 18 yards.
18 yards. Ogden, his 2nd touchdown pass of the night. Will Horsemeyer ready to kick it?
Yep, Conley coming on a little late here, but still plenty of time. Yeah.
And it's a 28-0 MG lead.
Wow. So Monona Grove, Wilmot drives on Monona Grove, drives almost the length of the field, turns the ball over on downs at the Monona Grove 8-yard line, and Monona Grove needs 6 plays to score.
And all but the last one, Jackson Thompson play.
Yep.
Thompson just spectacular on that drive.
Yep.
As he's been all season, we're learning to really appreciate Jackson Thompson.
Yeah, and I don't know who is going to be taking his spot on at the tailback position next year, but they're going to have big shoes to fill. Jackson Thompson probably felt the same way when he started last year as a junior, Steve, trying to fill the shoes of Torrin Young, the all-time leading rusher here at Monona Grove.
I'd say he's done a pretty good job.
Yeah, there's been almost no drop-off. He's used in a different way than Torrin Young was, but he has, as I said earlier, he has excelled at it and made a spot for himself in the MG Hall of Fame. If there was such a thing, he'd be in there.
Oh, we got a couple kids, a couple juniors who've gotten some carries this year. Shane Duncan and Ryan Hines, who've run the ball exceptionally well in limited carries. Plus, they got a kid on JV. I don't know his name, but I watched him a little bit, and he made me think of a Jackson Thompson with his speed and cutting ability.
Well, no obvious heir apparent anyway at the moment, so it should be a wide-open competition next year for that tailback spot.
Horsemeyer ready to kick it. Carlson, Brent, and Poco deep for the Panthers. They're trailing the Silver Eagles 28-0. Horsemeyer's kick from right to our left will push Carlson back inside the 5, almost to the goal line. Now they hand off to Brent. Nope,
he
a
faked
good
it.
fake. Now he goes right side or
And
left
down
side.
he goes.
Inside the 10.
You're going to have to make that fake look better, boys, if you want the Monona Grove kickoff coverage team to bite on it, but they're just not selling the fake.
I think it's just...
Except to you, Steve, of course.
Yeah, I think it's just developing too slowly. Are they spotting that inside the 10, I believe?
So I'm assuming we've seen Wilmot do that on their kickoff return every time so far. I'm just assuming that's their usual kickoff return.
Ball spotted at the 10, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 6:48 to play in the first half. Lamberson out there at quarterback. He's got Brent back there with him. Trips to the right side. Now he pitches back to Brent. Brent gets strung out. Gets through a couple tackles. Now we got a flag in the offensive backfield.
Yeah, usually that means holding.
Brent had enough for the first down, but this is coming back.
I just gained enough for the first down. Did a nice job of running the ball. Looked to me, Steve, like after he took the pitch, he slowed down for a minute and kind of went to his right hand, and I thought, whoa, man, are we going to see an option pass? He has thrown a touchdown pass this year.
He did hesitate for a second, didn't he?
But I didn't. When I looked downfield, I didn't see any obvious receivers in a pattern.
So they're going to go half the distance, Bob. That'll put the ball back to the 5, making it 1st and 15.
Tough
for the
penalty
Panthers.
for Wilmot. Gee whiz. They had the
nice
first down
first
on
play.
that play and instead take a penalty and get driven back inside the 10.
All right, they bring it up to the line. Under 6.5 minutes to play in the first half. And a 4-touchdown MG lead. Lamberson rolling to his left, cuts it up, across the 10. Maybe got 6 yards on that play.
I think they're going to mark that inside the 10. Let's give him about 4. Maybe give him about 3. It looks like he maybe got the 8.
Yeah, I think you're right. He didn't even get back to their original line of scrimmage pre-penalty. So that'll bring up 2nd and 12. 6 minutes to play in the half.
Wilmot in a really tough spot at 28-0 because they, as you said, Steve, are not a comeback team. They can't throw their way back into a football game. So they're going to have to hope that their running backs can break a couple of long ones and get them back into the game.
Now they're going to split Brent out to the right side with 2 other receivers. Lamberson looking to throw over the middle, incomplete. Through receiver's hands, that was 87, Kyle Gendron, the intended receiver.
Yeah.
And it's going to bring up 3rd and 12.
Well covered there at that time by Peyton Spalding, but the ball thrown over the head of both of them.
A strong wind going from right to left. That I would like to say it might factor into the game, but it really won't, will it? It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, the wind really picking up out here. It wasn't that windy during the day, but out here tonight it is picking up.
5:34 to play in the first half and a 28-0 MG lead. A lot of game left, but the Silver Eagles have really dominated here in the first half. The defense stepping up big on that last possession. Now Lambert's rolling to his right, looking to throw, cuts it up. No, now he throws it deep. Oh, and overthrows Brent. Brent well covered.
Yeah, Brent looking for a hold on that play. Well covered by Jalen Ostrowski, number 18. Ostrowski has really started to play well on in pass coverage here as the year has moved on.
Ostrowski started the season playing a lot of wide receiver, but really his strength is defensive back. He's played much better, I feel.
Yes, and I think as they went to him being solely strictly a defensive back, that's when we started seeing Colton Moran.
Well, Bob, look at this. Now they've got Thompson dropping back in his own 45. They're kicking from the end zone. This is one where it would make sense. Yeah, going into the wind to put it.
Oh, that's a short kick.
All right, Thompson's going to let it bounce.
But that roll
is going to roll, and it's going to stop dead at the 47-yard line of Wilmot. So, you know, with the wind, with the field position, with the fact that they're not going to return any kicks, why not rush 11?
Oh, well, you'll notice the last 2 punts, they did not try that rugby-style business either, just a straight punt.
Well, for whatever. We'll assume Mark Rundle knows a little more about football than either of us.
Well, they got and they had a nice snap, and their punter got the ball away quickly.
All right, the Silver Eagle offense back out onto the field. Sam Hepp split out wide to this side along with 2 slot receivers.
So Monona Grove, 4 possessions, 4 touchdowns tonight.
See if they can go 5 for 5 in the next 5 minutes and 18 seconds. Ogden looking to throw over the middle. He's got Moran.
A duck.
Picked off.
Absolute duck. I think the ball slipped out of his hand as he threw it.
Nice return as the runner. Oh, inside the 40-yard line. He almost broke that one for a score. Yeah, that was Jarrett Ketterhagen, a 6'3 junior with that interception and a nice return.
Yeah, Michael Williams Davis made the tackle over there, the junior. A good return, long return, but yeah, he had an open receiver deeper down the field, but for whatever reason, it just, as soon as it left his hand, it just fluttered, and I just wonder if it slipped out of his hand as he was throwing.
And he was throwing with the wind, so we can't blame that. Now Lamberson rolling to his right, looking to throw. Complete to Brent, and Brent tackled almost immediately. I don't know if he made the line. I don't know if he made the line of scrimmage. Oh, he did. We'll give him a 2-yard pickup on that one.
So Jalen Ostrowski with the tackle. We've called his name quite often already tonight. Give him about a 2-yard gain to Brent.
The ball to the 33-yard line of Monona Grove. 4:40 to play. Wilmot threatening once again. You remember last time the Silver Eagles held them down by the 10-yard line. Now we've got Norton and Brent in the backfield. Give us to Brent. Brent trying to go left side. Has some running room. Oh, he tackled high but brought down short of the first down.
Yeah, Spalding had a shot at him for a short gain. Got a whiff on that one. Not sure who made the tackle. If that could have been Trenton Herbert back over there. 8-yard pickup by Brent.
Third and 3, they're saying.
6.
3rd and 2.
Now they sprint Brent out to the far side. Give us to Norton. Norton through the middle. He could score. He will score.
Wow, a quick hitter up the middle to Norton. That's the first time they've run that play tonight, and it worked like a charm.
Norton in from 27 yards out.
Wow, so the interception actually comes back to bite Monona Grove.
How many times has a turnover hurt us this year, Bob?
Now, one?
Yeah, that would be it.
No, actually, against Stoughton, I believe they fumbled the opening kickoff, and did that turn into points for Stoughton?
No, they turned it over on downs.
Oh,
went
that's
down
right.
and scored themselves.
That's right.
Now Poco will attempt the left-footed extra point. Poco's kick is no good.
Nope.
Into that wind, and it's blowing good.
It's blowing good, really good.
Blowing really hard. So kick no good, 28-6. The Silver Eagles lead it.
Wind good, kick no good.
We'll blame the wind. I'm giving Poco the benefit of the doubt there.
Might as well. It's the difference.
All right, 3:48 to play in the half. The Silver Eagles up 28-6 now.
So I wonder how that interception's sitting with Alec Ogden right now. Bet she's really, really thinking about it.
Yeah, this would have been a team to fatten your stats up against. And
honestly,
I thought he had the touchdown to Colton Moran. Moran was behind everybody.
Oh, yeah, he had an open receiver down there, but the ball just fluttered out of his hand and ended up way short. Yeah, I'm sure that's kind of right in Ogden's craw right now. Let's see what he does this time with the football.
So if you're a coach, what do? You play it safe when you come back with the ball, or you give him a chance to redeem himself right away?
If I'm Brandon Beckwith, I keep doing what I've been doing all year.
It's like a guy in a batting slump, right?
They run a varied offense, and they run both parts of it, the run, the pass, just as effectively as the other. So there is no reason not to mix it up and maybe take another shot. Like you said, Moran was open downfield. Oh, a little
all right,
pooch.
This is a bad kick. It's going to be brought in by one of the upbacks near the 30-yard line.
That might be Duncan over there.
He's got a couple of those short kickoffs, and they got across the 35.
Yeah, Taylor Duncan with the return. He has seen some time at running back, so he's no stranger to the football. And again, good field position for Monona Grove.
They spotted at the 37-yard line. Nope, they're going to work it back now. Where are they putting it? 36. This guy can't make up his mind. 36-yard line, 1st and 10 MG, 3:41 to play. 3 wideouts to the near side. Thompson, the lone running back, and a flag. Somebody lined up offsides. No, it was the Wilmot Panthers.
Yeah, they lined up offside. You are exactly right, Steve.
Well, I saw the referee signal. So 5 yards makes it 1st and 5 for Monona Grove out at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, nothing like moving the ball forward and not using any clock to do it.
That's right. We'll take those gainers all night long. All right. Ogden calling the signals, looking for that first completion after the bad interception that led to the only score of Wilmot tonight. There he goes.
It's wide open as Ellis Crail.
Ellis Crail off his hands. He was open near the 30-yard line, and the ball came in a little behind him. He had to spin around for it and couldn't hang on. Anthony Ellis Crail, normally a pretty reliable receiver. He's got 2 catches for 24 yards this year. Oh, that's rushing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's got more than that. He's got 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, 5 catches, 99 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Anthony Ellis Crail would like to have that one back. Yes, the ball was a little behind him, but still quite catchable, and it would have been 6.
2nd and 5. Oh, little wide receiver screen, and Ogden uncharacteristically missing Jenks Wrecker on that one.
I don't know. I don't think they were on the same page on that one.
Jenks Wrecker and Ellis Crail split out wide to this side.
They're
to the hyphenated side of the field.
3rd down and 5.
Colton Moran splits off to the other side. We've got Gerlach at the wing and Thompson in the backfield alongside quarterback Ogden. Now the play changing, and everybody's head turns and looks. The linemen are concentrating. Look at them. This is quite the offensive line. They've done a great job
done
this
a really
year.
good job
Both
this
run
year.
blocking and pass blocking. Now Ogden throwing right side.
That's a 1st down.
1st down near the 50.
That's Colton Moran.
Colton Moran's first catch in a couple of weeks. Out to the 49-yard line of MG.
Moran's 3rd catch of the night.
3:25 and counting here in the first half. A 28-6 MG lead. Remember, they jumped out 21-0 in the first quarter. Ogden will give it to Thompson. Thompson got back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more.
Yeah, number 21, Jordan Jesse with the tackle. Oh, he didn't even gain a yard on that play.
No, still a little short of the 50-yard line. Silver Eagles up to the line, though. They don't waste any time on offense. That huddling up business is foolish.
Yeah,
That's for suckers.
That's old school.
Huddles are for suckers. Ogden looking right side, now chased out of the pocket, dances back, now running away from it. Gets the throw up and complete inside the 35-yard line. Jenks Recker.
If you watch that play in its entirety, Jenks Recker actually was open on a square in pattern, and the coaches in the booth next to us are just pointing because he was so wide open. Ogden then ran around a little bit and found him as he broke off his route. Unfortunately, I think this play is going to come back.
Yeah, it does look like that way that they're going to bring it back. We've got flags on opposite sides of the field, one right by the MG bench and one on the other side of the hash marks. Both in areas where it could be a hold.
Well, there was a lot going on in the backfield there, and a lot of chaos there as Ogden escaped the rush.
Ogden's elusiveness is unparalleled. I haven't seen a quarterback with that kind of moves.
Holding and a personal foul, so they're going to offset. So holding on Monona Grove, a personal foul on Wilmot. The penalties will offset, and it'll stay 2nd and 10.
Overs. It's a do-over. 2:36 to play in the first half.
Well, they're still talking to the Monona Grove players, but I believe these penalties offset. And they will. So Monona Grove, 2nd and 10 at about their own 49-yard line.
2:36 to play in the first half, a 28-6 game. The winner of this game will advance to play Waterford or Burlington.
So Monona, there's 2.5 minutes yet to go in the half. Monona Grove looks like they're in a little bit of a hurry here on offense in this series, which surprises me.
All right, we've got Jenks Recker and Hep split out to this side. Colton Moran to the far side.
Whistles
now
again.
What are we doing?
There's some conversation going on between the coaches and the offense.
Official timeout for injury. I didn't see anybody down or
Yeah,
hurt.
I haven't seen anybody injured. I'm not sure.
Maybe it's one of the officials that are injured.
Yeah, that could be. A lot of coaches on the field here. Wilmot's got their coaches on the field, and Monona Grove had theirs on the field. Now, official timeout to try to get the coaches back on the sideline.
Well, as it stands right now, it's very likely we'll broadcast next week's game. We don't know where or who will be announcing it with me, as Bob won't be able to make it, likely.
On a road
Possibly.
game. On a road game, I won't make it. Hopefully on a home game, I'll be able to be here.
It'd be nice to have Burlington come in here for a visit. You know what Burlington's famous for?
Nestle's chocolate.
Yes, I'm glad you said that rather than the other thing.
Nestle's chocolate.
I've been to their chocolate fest.
Did you think I was going to say the coat factory?
No.
Because they got a huge coat factory down there.
That's what I hear.
Yeah.
And after that, we're playing the Men's Warehouse.
I think that was the site of the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire, wasn't it?
And if we make it all the way to the state championship game, we'll take on Joanne Fabric. All right, we're back out onto the field. Hep and Jenks Recker split out wide to this side. Gerlach on the wing. Ogden calling the signals. Rolling to his right side.
Oh, that's a Wildcat. That's Gerlach.
This is Gerlach
out of the Wildcat.
And it looks like he made the first down before he went out of bounds.
He hasn't carried the ball much this year, and out of the Wildcat. Let's see where they place it. Not going to be quite enough for the first down, a yard short.
That would be only his 4th carry, Bob, but he's averaging about 10 yards a carry. Yeah, that'd be 4 carries for 40 yards this season. I saw a tall guy back there at quarterback. He's still back there at quarterback.
Yes, he is.
So shaking things up. Where the heck is Ogden on this?
He's on the bench here, Steve. He was the injury timeout.
Gerlach again fighting his way close to the 40-yard line. Let's hope Alec Ogden is all right.
Gerlach close to a first down.
Ogden
Just short.
hydrating a little bit. Let's hope that's all it is. Third and inches now for the Silver Eagles.
Fourth down. And I don't know. It's fourth and an inch based on where I think they ought to measure, but they're not gonna. But based on where that down marker is,
it is really close. And then now it appears they're going to measure.
Yeah.
We haven't seen many measurements this year.
Well, this one calls for it. I mean, that down marker couldn't be any closer to the 10-yard marker.
A little bit of a concern with Alec Ogden on the sidelines. Coach Beckwith over-checking on him now.
Not sure what happened. Right. He probably got hit after the pass, so maybe he's trying to shake something off here.
That would probably be our personal foul. The chain gang bringing the sticks out. See, oh, this looks like we might have made it, Bob.
No, clearly. Let's see where they go with this. All right, let's measure. Let's go ahead and measure. Let's finish the measurement.
Silver Eagle offense coming back out. Either side waiting here.
Jeez.
Now they'll put the chains down. Ooh, we're short. It's just barely.
Yeah, it's about an inch, 2 inches maybe. Fourth down, and I say Monona Grove should go for it with 1.5 minutes to go in the half. Get that first down, see what they can do. Looks like Gerlach will stay at the quarterback position.
Thompson in the backfield alongside him. Shanks Wrecker split out to the near side. Moran to the far side. I think this is Hip in the slot. Now they'll do the hard count and draw them off sides. They give us to Thompson, trying to go left side, has the first down and a few more on his feet. Inside the 30, 25, spinning, still spinning, and down and out of bounds near the 15-yard line.
What a great run.
He needed 2 inches and he got 20 yards.
What a great run. If we can get that on replay, that'd be awesome, because that was a terrific run by Jackson Thompson.
That was. He really did a great job staying on his feet and dragging defenders with him. The ball down to the 15-yard line. 17-yard line, 1st and 10 MG with 1:16 to play in the half. Gerlach keeping it himself this time, cuts it back, trying to go left side, and might have made a yard on that.
Gerlach to the 17-yard line.
A timeout called by the Silver Eagles. Bob, this is WVMO LP, Monona.
Good. I'm glad, because that's what I told at the gate. That's what I told them. I was doing the broadcast for WVMO.
LP Monona?
Although they wouldn't let me in the far gate tonight.
Wouldn't they?
No, they said, no, the list is down at the other gate. You're going to have to go in there.
They're always trying to lure me in there, and I say, no, go away, woman.
So I walk down there, and I tell them my name, and there's no list.
No, there's not a list down here. The woman that lets me in has seen me come in for basketball games, 100 times.
It made me laugh.
All right, a timeout by the Silver Eagles on 2nd and 9.
I have come in that gate.
The far gate?
The far gate every game this year. And I've just said, Bob Schmuck doing the broadcast for WVMO. Okay, here's your program. But tonight, I had to go to the other gate because that's where the list was.
They've been very gracious when we go to any away games. They've been very, very nice letting us in without question. I suppose we look official because
who's lying about that? I mean, who's lying to save themselves $4 or $5? Ogden back in the game, Steve.
Little inside screen to Ellis Crail, and he didn't get much of anything out of that one. I think he got back to the line of scrimmage, and we've got less than a minute to play now.
Plenty of time for the Monona Grove offense.
3rd and 9, they bring him up to the line. Ogden getting the signals from the bench. All right, now watch Gerlach. He's lined up at the tight end on the far side. Ogden throws it back the other way to Thompson. Thompson slips a tackle inside the 10-yard line and pushed out of bounds just inside the 10.
He is hard to bring down. All right, so it's 4th down. I would not be a bit surprised to see Will Horsemeyer run out here and take a field goal.
Well, it doesn't look as if they're running the field goal unit out there, Bob. The ball spotted. Where did they put it? At the 11.
Well, a touchdown here would be a backbreaker for Wilmot, but it could work the other way around too. If Wilmot gets the ball back on downs, they go back into the locker room at halftime with feeling a little bit better about themselves.
Gerlach split way to the far side. Ogden comes back the other way.
Gerlach's in.
There's Gerlach near side.
He's
touchdown.
In.
Gerlach, his 3rd touchdown of the night. This one from 11 yards.
Just a roll right throw back to the tight end. He had one guy out there for interference. I believe that might have been John List. And Gerlach went in for the score.
Lucas Gerlach's 3rd touchdown of the night. The Silver Eagles will go up by 4 scores again.
Gerlach doing a little double duty tonight, playing some quarterback and scoring touchdowns from his tight end position.
Alec Ogden coming off the bench after being shook up for his 3rd touchdown pass of the night. Horstmeyer will attempt to round this off at 35.
That 6 is sticking in my craw, Steve.
I know, that pick really stings, doesn't it? Horstmeyer's kick, and it's a 35-6 MG lead. Well, Alec Ogden appears to be okay, Bobby. He looked mobile on that last couple plays there, throwing his 3rd touchdown of the night. And how many is that for the season now? 31 for the season versus your supposed 4 interceptions.
My supposed, I'm right.
I know you're right. I've been in denial. Wisport says it's true. I'm not going to argue with them.
Yeah, they got him at 1 less, and so we'll go with it. But we know that that's not quite right. Well, I think you got to hand that drive off to Lucas Gerlach, the way he stepped in and ran the Wildcat for Alec Ogden as Ogden was being looked at on the sidelines. And then how about Jackson Thompson's 24-yard run to get a first down and move the ball from the 41 to the 17.
I am really going to miss Jackson Thompson. I mean, I have to admit a man crush on Torrin Young. We're not going to see many running backs like that, but Jackson Thompson is a sweet running back.
Yeah,
the way he can cut.
Steve had a man crush, folks, but there was no bromance.
Oh, no. It's all on the up and up, I mean.
That was more idolatry, I think, Steve.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He was here last week in the rain.
I have had, over these 22 seasons, Steve, I sure have had a lot of fun watching these kids play football.
This has been a blast.
We've just seen some just terrific plays. Some kids that have really actually overachieved as far as I'm concerned. And Jackson Thompson might be one of them. He's got great speed, but he is not a big guy.
No, he's not.
Yet he runs through the line and runs tough, runs with high knees.
Carlson,
great running
5
back.
on the line drive.
Oh, he might get going
has
here.
Some running room and stumbles across the 50 and brought down.
Ian Henry gets the tackle, and that gives Wilmot a chance to throw the ball up in the air. They are thrown against the wind, and their quarterback has been less than accurate on any sort of throw vertically, but I think you got to give it a shot. There's only 18 seconds left in the half.
The ball on the 45-yard line of Monona Grove. I would agree. The Silver Eagles are going to get the ball back to start the second half. So really, what does Wilmot have to lose at this point?
Nothing, and if they can make something happen, they need to do it.
All right, now Carlson will slow out to the near side. Ketterhagen to the far side. Lamberson calling the signals. He'll give it to Norton up the middle. This is the play they scored the touchdown on, and he got 4 yards out of that. But
see if they call a timeout. I mean, it doesn't look like they're gonna. I don't quite understand it. Why not?
Why not?
Oh, they did. They just finally called it.
8 seconds left. Now they're going to split out 3 to the far side. Nope, the whole team's going to the far side. The old Gary Larson offense.
Yeah, so let's call it about a 3-yard gain there by Norton, and I can see why they might have given that a call, because that worked great on the touchdown run. He was barely touched.
Well, yeah, if you catch Monona Grove playing for the pass and you do that quick hitter right up the middle that they scored on before, you got a shot at it, I suppose. But
and you have the timeouts, but now you have to actually throw the ball downfield, and Monona Grove just needs to move a couple of safeties back to play center field, and if they want to hand the ball off on a running play, let them.
Yeah, let them.
Because the clock will run out.
Linebackers will come up and they'll catch them. But
the clock will run out, and that'll be it.
They've got 12 seconds left. They can't afford to take much time if they're going to get more than one play off.
Not sure why I guess they must have called that timeout before we saw it. So they gave them 4 more seconds. So they got 2 more plays if they throw the ball. If they run the ball, they got 1.
All right. Polko and Brenner split out wide to the near side. Brent, the running back, alongside Lamberson. Lamberson looking to throw. Now he's chased.
And he
threw
dumps
it away. A lot of pressure coming from 77.
I think
Marcus Wallace.
That should be a grounding penalty, in my humble opinion. It didn't get back to the line of scrimmage, and he was under duress. Marcus Wallace was going to bring him down for a sack, but they're not going to call it. But to me, that was a textbook intentional grounding.
So only 4 seconds on the play. Brings up 3rd and 8. The ball at the 43-yard line of Monona Grove. They could get off another incomplete pass here and still have a chance for one more play.
Lamberson came into this game with 6 attempts, and he's thrown the ball 11 times already tonight. Well,
he's overloaded the right side. No, double wideouts both ways. He gives it to Brent. Brent stoned at the line of scrimmage.
Who got
that, 75?
Who got the penetration on that?
Renard?
No, Marcus Wallace got the He got the pressure, the penetration there. Unfortunately, Marcus is limping off the field. Hopefully he can shake that off. But he's the one that made the initial hit. Brent pulled down for a loss.
And that ends the first half with the Silver Eagles leading the the Wilmot Panthers 35-6. Bob and I will be back with the second half of Silver Eagle football here on WVMO LP, the voice of Monona. Stay tuned.
And now here they are, everybody, the Monona Grove Dance Team.
These treasures don't really come for free. You'll never find out love. You buy me this and you buy me that. Something that you got
Chapter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Monona Grove High School Marching Band presents their 2017 show, The Beatles' 50th anniversary of the Sgt. Pepper Lonely Hearts Club Band.
field after their salute to the Beatles and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. Well, tonight, Bob, it's been lonely in the Wilmot end zone as they've managed to get in there only one time. The Silver Eagles leading at half, 35-6, mostly on the strength of Lucas Gerlach's 3 touchdown receptions.
Oh,
This is where you get to talk.
Oh, this is my segue, huh?
Yeah, I was going to let you talk statistics and stuff.
Oh, is that where we were going with that?
Let's do that.
Okay.
Like real announcers do.
Okay, all right. I thought maybe you were going to continue on talking about how all the other touchdowns were scored and that sort of thing.
I could. Alec
That's usually
ran
how
for
you
3
go.
yards.
Yeah.
Thompson ran for 1 yard. Will Horsemeyer's kicked 4 or 5 extra points.
All right. Yeah, because usually you run down the scoring and then you hand it over.
It's just all Lucas Gerlach. It's his night tonight.
It's just chaos tonight.
He even
is what
ran
it is.
some Wildcat.
Chaos in the booth, folks.
Chaos.
Steve's not doing what he's supposed to be doing. It's unpredictable. We can't have that.
It's like wrong way Goldfarb.
Yeah. Please come home. John Goldfarb, please come home.
Yeah, but he was known as wrong way. All right.
All right,
Tell
anyway,
us how
back
we
to
got
football.
to those 35 points, Bob.
Well, as you said, Lucas Gerlach, big night. 3 catches, 3 touchdowns. Also, a little double duty. Alec Ogden out of the game for a few plays after getting hit in the backfield. Obviously shook off the cobwebs, came back in, but Gerlach ran 3 times for 10 yards out of the Wildcat. And even more importantly, handed the ball off to Jackson Thompson for a very important 24-yard run for a first down. Took MG from the Wilmot 41 down to the 17 and actually set up the touchdown to close the half.
Well, the only dim spot of the first half was that interception that Alec Ogden threw. Was that Kevin Brenner who picked that off, I believe?
Oh, I cannot remember.
Number 44, I think it was.
I cannot remember.
Anyways, he ran it down to, the 27-yard line, and then they ran Austin Norton, a quick hitter right up the middle, and he went 27 yards for the only score of the night for the Panthers.
The best play that Wilmot ran the whole half was that quick hitter up the middle, and they hadn't run it at all the first half, so it caught Monona Grove by surprise. Norton busting up the middle, essentially didn't have a hand laid on him before he got to the end zone. But
Bob,
otherwise, it was a tough first half for Wilmot. Wilmot fumbling on their first offensive play of the game, giving Monona Grove the ball inside the 15-yard line. Monona Grove turned that into a touchdown quickly. Ogden going for the score on that one.
Well, Bob, tell us about Jackson Thompson. He's having a beautiful night. He's only got in the end zone 1 time, but he's really run the ball exceptionally well.
He has had some great runs, and in that one series where when they scored their 4th touchdown, he ran the ball 5 times. First time 4, then 31, 14, 16, and then 1. I mean, he was the guy that took the ball downfield for Monona Grove before they connected with Gerlach for the 18-yard touchdown pass. But Thompson, 11 carries for 124 yards tonight, Steve, which gets him into, officially 3rd place on the all-time Monona Grove list. I say unofficially probably 4th place because Mike Stassi, at least in the stats we have, isn't on that list, but I know that he's run for well over 2,000 yards in his career. So,
how many career yards have you got for Thompson?
Oh, geez, right now you want a current?
Well, roughly.
Your current total? I got him
2,500.
He's over 2,600.
Okay, so yeah, we'll have to check Stassi's records.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to compare the two of them. You think about it, Stassi not an overly tall player, but exceptionally fast and smart, and Thompson with that same type of ability, same pass catching ability out of the backfield too. He caught a couple passes.
2 passes for 18 yards tonight. Ogden's gone 9 for 12. He had seemed like he had just a little bit of a blip. Let's just say that in his usual play. He threw the pick. He had a couple of balls. One that was dropped, that was thrown behind the receiver a little bit, and then one that was thrown at the feet of the other receiver. And it was just in that really narrow time frame where he wasn't on his game, but he came right back and picked it up where he normally is, and has had a pretty good first half. 9 for 12, 3 touchdowns, the winner, 1 interception, 98 yards. He's run the ball 5 times for 64 yards. Remember, he had a long 45-yard run that Brent finally was able to catch up to him and pull him down before he got into the end zone. So Alec Ogden, he's had a pretty good game again. The Monona Grove Silver Eagles' total offense so far is 296 yards. That's just in the first half alone. They average 472 yards a game. Wilmot, on the other hand, a little harder time of it. Their quarterback, Zach Lamberson, pressed into service because of the injury to their senior quarterback,
Frisbee. I love that name.
A.J. Frisbee. Lamberson has been uneven, let's just put it that way. 4 for 11 tonight. He has not turned the ball over, but he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass either, and he's only thrown for 32 yards. So far, I would say Zach Lamberson is more of a possession-type passer, has to throw quick, short patterns. He hasn't shown us anything throwing the ball vertically.
Well, Bob, if I can look ahead a little bit at halftime, our opponents next week, Waterford is beating Burlington 7-6.
Yeah, that could go either way. Waterford and Burlington are conference foes. And do you know who won the game between them this year, Steve?
Waterford did.
Do you have the score on that?
No, I'm
one?
afraid I don't.
Oh, okay, but Waterford won
that
game.
Yes.
But a close game right now at Waterford, so we're not sure where MG's going to land next week.
All right, Poco kicking it off for the Panthers, and the ball off the Silver Eagles' hands and out of bounds near the 30-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the MG crew.
Little pooch kick. We saw that the last time out of Poco. I think they're trying to just kick it high enough to maybe one of the Panthers will be able to run down under that and get it on a turnover or something.
Or they were
like that.
watching that 92-yard return Thompson had against Stoughton. That is one way of shutting it down, is kicking it out of bounds way short of him.
Well, 35-6, the starters will still be out there.
Yes, and Bob and I are hoping for that next touchdown, because that does what, Bob?
You know what that does,
Gives
Steve.
us a 35-point lead.
And a running clock.
Ogden in the backfield alongside Thompson. 3 wideouts to the far side. He'll throws it to the left side. Complete.
To Recker.
This is Recker. First down across the 50, 45, and hit hard near the sidelines.
Yeah, he took a good hit. Pushed out of bounds at about the 40. Where are they going to put it? The 50-yard line.
40-50-yard line.
40-50.
1st and 10 MG. Jenks Recker caught that one and took off like a shot, but took a hard lick along the sidelines. 1st and 10 MG, though. Ogden completing his first pass of the second half. I'm getting choked up about it. Excuse me. Give us to Thompson up the middle, and Jackson plows ahead for 4 yards. That kid does not get cheated. He runs the ball hard every play.
And Steve, he often falls forward. I mean, when he gets hit and when he comes down, he falls forward. He does not get pushed back often.
Double wideouts to the near side now as Silver Eagles go from left to right. Ogden calling for the signals. Long delayed handoff before he gives it to Thompson. Thompson carries it left side. He's going to be a little short of the first down.
Yeah, Ogden really giving that a look over to see if he was going to keep the ball himself. Thompson takes it for another 4-yard gain.
3rd and 2. Opening drive of the second half. The Silver Eagles up 35-6 in this first round of the playoffs. Ogden calling the signals. Wilmot showing blitz. Their defensive backs are awful close to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they're playing press coverage. Out here is Colt Moran, who could easily run by his defender, but now his defender's backing off, giving him a little space.
He heard ya. Ogden throws left side. Jenks Recker again has the first down inside the 35, still on his feet inside the 30.
Nice
the 25
job.
and down near the 20-yard line.
Good hard running by Jordan Jenks Recker. Just a quick swing pass to him out on the sideline. Give him 20 yards on the play.
Down to the 22-yard line. 1st and 10 MG. We're 2 minutes underway here in the second half. Silver Eagles looking to add to that 35-6 lead. Ogden with Thompson in the backfield. Now Thompson will switch from the right side to the left side of Ogden. They give us to
Thompson.
Thompson again. He got into the line of scrimmage and not much more. A 1-yard pickup on the play, 2nd and 9. Now they'll bring Moran out this side along with Ellis Crail. We've got a slot back whose number escapes me. Long count, snap to Ogden, throws right side, a low catch to pitch to Moran, and he brings it in near the 15-yard line.
So Colt Moran, their possession receiver tonight, 4 catches, none of them over 10 yards.
3rd and 3. Silver Eagles bring in number 45, Dante McCauley, as an extra tight end. Ogden changing the play up now. Under 9 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and a 35-6 MG lead. To give to Thompson right up the middle. Thompson appears to have the first down inside the 10.
Right about the 10-yard line, but that should be enough for the first down.
Hunter Valash credited for the tackle. First and 10 MG with the ball on the 10-yard line. Boy, so many options for MG. I'm trying to guess who they're going to give the ball to on this one. The answer is Thompson. Thompson into the line for a couple, pushes the pile, but couldn't get more than 3 at that one.
Thompson, the workhorse tonight.
3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7. Just inside the 10-yard line. Silver Eagles running the ball between the tackles a lot tonight. Thompson again going off
nice.
right tackle. Nice hit.
Nice hit. That was number 46, Cal Jenkins for Wilmot.
We've not called Christofferson's name much. We were looking at his stats before the game, and this kid was double digits in tackles in almost every game. And
Yep.
we haven't seen much of him tonight. 3rd and 10, a loss of 3 on the play. The ball back to the 11-yard line. Ogden and Thompson in the backfield. Moran and Ellis Crail split out this side. Ogden looking to throw. Chase now looking for Thompson.
Oh, it's picked.
Picked off along the right side. And there's a late flag coming in.
Ooh, and there's a hit by Gunnar Peterson, which was totally unnecessary. The official had his back to that play.
Anthony Poco, their kick returner.
Wow, named the last time
one.
Alec Ogden threw 2 picks in a game.
Well, sometime last year, but
He was
maybe not even last year.
2
Might have
years
been
ago,
his sophomore
maybe.
year.
Yeah.
They're going to bring this back to about the 12-yard line.
Yeah, I think it was after the interception, probably a illegal block or a hold.
The MG defense back out on the field. Well, Wilmot known for their strong defense. I didn't realize they had this type of pass defense, though.
Well, they had a lot of rush on Ogden there, and he had a lot of hands in his face, and he just threw it as hard as he could.
No. I couldn't
was-
even see the handoff there behind the
There
line.
was no handoff there. That was the quarterback. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was Brent.
That was Brent.
On the carry. Ostrowski with the tackle.
Brent out to the 10-yard line, 2nd and 5.
Yeah, some misfires for Monona Grove tonight.
Well,
Still ahead, 35-6.
Yeah, not
reasonably
nothing to worry.
comfortable.
2nd and 5 for the Panthers. I think this is Brent again trying to go right side and hit after very little gain, if any. It'll bring up 3rd and long. 3rd and 4, let's call it.
Yeah, just a single-yard gain.
So a big play now for the Panthers. If they're going to have any hopes, they're going to have to get their offense going soon, and this 3rd down is a huge play.
And it is, especially because they do not want to have to punt from their own end zone.
Poco splits out wide this way. Lamberson looking to throw right side deep. Incomplete.
Nice
Off
pass
the
coverage
hands.
by Anthony Ellis Crail on there. Ellis Crail with him step for step, turned and found the ball and tipped it away at the last second. Nice job. A lot of good distance on that one. We haven't seen Lamberson throw a ball that hard and that far yet.
So that'll bring up 4th and 4 for the Panthers. They've got a kick being back as deep as they are, but Silver Eagles pretty much assured of decent field position here.
Yeah, it's got the wind with him, so if he gets into one, it could knock the Silver Eagles back back on their side of the 50.
He is standing about his own goal line. Thompson standing near the 50.
It's a rugby style kick.
Gets that left-footed kickoff, and it's going to roll into the MG field, part of the field inside the 35-yard line and get downed near the 31. Wow.
So that's a 20-yard roll on the punt.
Yeah, it bounced about the 45-yard line.
And Thompson had every opportunity to field that, but like I said, he's obviously being warned away from handling the punts.
So with 5:35, the Silver Eagles get the ball back. A 59-yard punt, Bob. That was an average kick, wasn't it?
Well, 19-yard roll.
Yeah. That counted for something, I guess.
Yeah.
The Silver Eagles 1st and 10 from their own 31. 5:35 to play in the scoreless third quarter, but they lead at 35-6.
All right, I'd like to see Monona Grove get a little sharper here on offense.
Ogden will give it to Thompson off the left tackle. Into the line and 2, maybe 3 yards. Ball spotted at the just shy of the 34-yard line. 2nd and 8 for the Silver Eagles. Ogden looking to throw. Chased out of the pocket now, rolling left. Looking downfield. He'll tuck it in and run. Has the first down across the 40. Oh, he might be short of the first down.
It was right at the marker. Let's see where they set it.
I think he's going to be short, Bob. The near side official has got it.
Wow, looked like he went out right at the marker,
Inside.
but they got him 3 yards short.
Yeah, so 3rd and 3, another big third down for the Silver Eagles.
Well, that's the first time we've seen Ogden run the ball since he took that hit at the end of a pass play in the first half.
3rd and 3 for MG. Give us, no, Ogden, nice
That's
fake.
Gerlach.
Gerlach again, and Gerlach fighting his way across the 40 to the 45 to the 48.
Little jump pass there.
Gerlach, I'm a little disappointed in him, Bob. He caught a pass and didn't score a touchdown that time.
Yeah,
He did get the first down, though.
Let him try to make amends, Steve.
Yeah, he got it out to the 47-yard line of the Silver Eagles, so we'll take that. 1st and 10 MG. Ogden looking to throw again.
It's got him.
Looking right side.
Oh, he's got record, too.
He's got record.
Nice
oh,
defense.
almost intercepted.
Nice defense
Off
out
the
there.
defender's hands. Yeah, he had Hep and Jenks Recker open.
Was that Jarrett Ketterhagen? I think he's got one of the interceptions tonight. Nice job by Ketterhagen.
That brings up 2nd and 10. Now Thompson coming off the field.
Recker had Ketterhagen beat, but the pass was just a touch underthrown and some nice defense there to take the ball away.
That was Gerlach who came off the field. Thompson in the backfield alongside Ogden. Now the play changing. We've got Hep, Moran, and Jenks Recker split out wide to the near side. Ogden and Thompson in the backfield, and I can't see who the end is on the far side of the field. Let's call it Ellis Crail. Nice little pass out to him. And he's near the first down.
And that was Dante McConley on
McCauley
the
with
catch.
the catch. I gotta look and see. I don't know if Dante's caught any this year.
I don't think so. That's his first.
Yeah, you are correct. A 9-yard pickup, 3rd and inches for Silver Eagles. 4:18 to play. The ball at the 33-yard line
I think Thompson will get the ball here.
of Wilmot.
Oh, no.
They sling it out to the far side again.
Good coverage out there by the Wilmot defender.
Looking for McConley again. A similar play brings up 4th and inches. Now they go to Thompson. Gerlach getting some attention along the sidelines from the trainer. I hope he's okay. Now Moran splits out to the far side. We've got Hep and Jenks Recker to the near side.
Nice.
Thompson, or was that Ogden following him?
I think that was Thompson who ended up carrying the football. Yeah.
Yep.
But Ogden just kind of went along for the ride on that one.
Yeah, just riding on his back for 2 yards and a first down to the 41-yard line.
A little tougher sledding for Thompson in the second half. He has not been able to break loose. Better defense by Wilmot. They're doing a much better job on that side of the football.
Yeah, they've really tightened things up. Now they throw out to Jenks Recker, the little wide receiver screen, and he's bounced down short of the line of scrimmage. He gets a favorable spot at the the 42-yard line. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. I actually thought he was back a yard or two. Ogden calling the signals.
Well, they're working on the short passing game here.
Yeah, they haven't really gone downfield except for that one that was almost picked off. Ogden throws it out to Jenks Recker. Across the 35, near the 30-yard line.
Well, this is a low-risk passing game.
Yeah, if Ogden swings it out there to Jenks Recker before anybody can hardly move, it's
Plus, he's got 2
extremely
other
low risk.
receivers out there that are throwing blocks for him downfield.
A lot of good things can happen on this play.
9-yard gain, 3rd down and 1.
To give us a Thompson off tackle, dives inside the 30 for the first down. Like you said earlier in the game, Bob, he goes forward all the time. He doesn't fall backwards very often. 1st and 10 MG, the ball at the 28-yard line. Ogden taking the snap. Looking to throw, now chased out of the pocket. Goes left side.
Oh, it's going to get intercepted. Wow.
Almost intercepted again off a receiver's hands. He didn't have enough muster on that one.
No, and his receiver was not open. I can see him trying to get rid of it. He was under pressure, but he can't throw it into traffic.
Yeah, they had good pressure coming up the middle and chasing him out to the left side.
Yeah, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the ball here in the second half.
He'd have been better off maybe to tuck that one in and run it, as there was nobody on the left side covering.
I'm not sure since he took that hit if they told him not to be carrying the ball.
No, that could be.
Because he hasn't carried it since.
2nd and 10 for the Silver Eagles. Straight back, little screen pass to Thompson across the 30, 25, and pushed out of bounds.
Nope, he's still on the field. He's still on the field.
I thought he went out near the 25-yard line, but he picked up a few more yards.
Took it down to the 21, an 8-yard pickup.
A flag on the field. Let's see who this is against.
Yeah, it's Monona Grove walking backwards.
I think we're going to get a hold against the Silver Eagles, and we do. Well, darn it. Instead of 2nd and 2, it's 2nd and about 12 or 13. Or 14.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Or 15.
12 and 2nd and 15. The ball all the way back to the 34-yard line. 2:25 to play in the 3rd quarter.
If Ogden is allowed to carry the ball, they are set up for him to do a keeper.
Ogden looking to throw. Now going over the middle. Complete. Oh, and brought down inside the 10-yard line.
Looks like Colton Moran again.
Yep, it is. First down, 1st and goal for the Silver Eagles. Moran quiet last week. He's caught a couple of really nice passes this week. 1st and goal from the 9 for the Silver Eagles.
26-yard pickup on 2nd down and 15.
That was a big play. Now Ogden getting him up to the line of scrimmage, calling the signals. To give us to Thompson.
Nope, he kept it.
Nope,
He's
Ogden in from the 9. That fake exceptionally effective on aging announcers. Also works on the Wilmot Panthers. So the first score of the second half. With 1:55 left, the Silver Eagles making it a 5-touchdown lead.
Well, I got to tell you, that play was set up. Ogden had not carried the ball in quite some time, quite a few offensive plays, and instead handing the ball off to Jackson Thompson. And that play was set up by all of that Jackson Thompson. They went for him on the fake, and Alec Ogden was able to just trot right in.
Here's the replay. Watch Ogden.
Yep.
He just burst through there and in for his 2nd running touchdown of the night. 2 running touchdowns and 3 passing, and Will Horsemeyer's kicked 6 extra points tonight. And the Silver Eagles over 42 yet again.
And we like the 36-point differential. Like it a lot. Now let's see what Wilmot does with this football. I mean, they got a whole quarter. If they can score a quick touchdown, they'd get rid of the running clock. I mean, it would be a miraculous comeback if Wilmot came back to win this game. But I think as a coaching staff, you still have to run them out there and still play it like they have a chance.
Well, reading the Kenosha newspaper before the game, Bob, they made it sound as if it would take nothing short of a miracle for Wilmot to win this one, and they're in that position right now where it would take virtually a miracle. That's not to say it couldn't happen, but I think we'd have to see a total collapse of MG on both sides of the ball.
I think we'd need to see a total eclipse of the sun right now, Steve, for that to happen.
It's night.
I know.
It's supposed to be a meteor shower tonight, isn't there?
Oh, man, and I didn't bring my umbrella, my bumbershoot.
All right,
I don't know anything about a
teed it up.
stinking meteor shower.
I thought I read something in the paper.
Oh, you do too much reading, you egghead.
Horstmeyer, a line drive kick going back to Carlson inside the 10. He lets it bounce, picks it up at the 5. Across the 15, 20. He might have got close to the 25-yard line. Might not have. So the Panthers will start with the ball near the 20-yard line. Benny Fluke with the tackle, Bob.
Yes. It was hard to tell who came away with that tackle.
They put the ball on the 24-yard line of Wilmot, where they'll take it 1st and 10. Minute 48 to play and a running clock from this point hence. How many announcers get to use the word hence?
As many as want to, I assume.
Well, I guess I'm in the
Yeah,
minority.
you're in that group. It's a
Tier 2.
small group. I think you guys can meet in a phone booth, right?
Yes. What are phone booths? When was the last time you were in a phone booth?
Oh, I don't know. Was I a teenager? Maybe in college.
All right, 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Brent, the lone running back. He takes the pitch out of the backfield and brought down at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle there by number 20, Taylor Duncan. Wrapped him up and slammed him down. Ostrowski also in on the play. No gain on the play, 2nd and 10. They smelled that one out perfectly. They're playing that option very well.
Well, Monona Grove's done a nice job on pass defense tonight, but they're not facing a team that's got a strong passing offense. But you cannot discount the effort.
All right, Norton in the backfield. Brent out on the wing here. Looking to throw,
Ooh.
incomplete, looking for Brent on a little square in pass. That'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Brent running just a quick out. He was open, but the pass was well behind him.
Yeah, Lamberson has not been all that accurate. He completed a few passes early, and now he's on a little bit of a streak.
Well, Lamberson just a junior, and as we said a couple of times tonight, he was pressed into service. Last week, after Frisbee went down a couple of weeks ago, and last week they tried Robert Brent at quarterback, and it didn't work out, so they're trying Lamberson this week.
Frisbee, a 3-year starter for Wilmot. Now MG's pointing, saying that Wilmot made him jump off sides.
Well, somebody moved.
And that ends the 3rd quarter too, Bob.
Yay.
It's all zeros on the clock and a 42-6 MG lead. We go to the last 12 minutes of this game.
Let's see what they end up calling here. Waiting on that.
It'll be 3rd and a healthy chunk regardless.
All right, let's make the call.
Mr. Clock Operator, please put 3 seconds.
Oh, they're putting 3 seconds back on the clock, Bob.
Because of the penalty. Well, it went against Wilmot, so they're backed up 5 more yards.
So it'll make it 3rd and 15. Should the Silver Eagles hold them on this play, Wilmot will be punting into the wind as we'll switch ends of the field. Nope.
No,
We're going to let the end.
Yeah, they had to walk off the
I
penalty
suppose.
and then run the clock.
I suppose. So, 12 minutes left to play in this one. The Silver Eagles looking ahead to the next week's game, I would imagine. And I have to admit, I don't know anything about Waterford or Burlington except that they're playing each other tonight.
And they both play in the Southern Lakes Conference.
Yeah, they both finished ahead of Wilmot, so presumably they're better teams.
Well, Waterford, Monona Grove met in the first round of the playoffs last year, beat them by 10. Waterford has had a pretty good football program for a long time, and they'll be, if that's who they end up meeting, there'll be no slouches. I don't know anything about Burlington.
No, we'll have to do our homework for that one, or I will anyways. Let's hope it's a home game and you can make it.
Yeah, I'd like to. I'd love to watch the game.
John Fowler, if you're out there, call me.
Call me. You got to do that little hand sign.
They can't see it when I do that. It's radio.
It's on TV.
I don't see me on the screen right now. I see a lot of students in pink.
Why do you got to be such a pill about everything?
Sorry. Hey, there's Carol. Hi, Carol. No, she's not looking.
They can't see you waving on television either.
I wasn't waving for TV. I was waving for Carol.
I got a wave for you, Steve. Can you see it from here?
All right. 3rd and 15 for the Panthers as they start the 4th quarter into a relatively strong breeze. Let's see how Lamberson handles this. He rolls to his right looking to throw. Chucks it out there, and it's going to be out of bounds into the MG
A lot
reserves.
Shane
Colton
Duncan and
Moran
Colt
caught
Moran
it.
were going for that ball. Colton Moran took it away.
That'll bring up 4th and long, and
They
the
have to punt
Panthers
it
will
away.
have to punt it away. And it's not your dagger, but that's going to.
No. It's hard to say that an incomplete pass on a 3rd and 15 is a dagger, but
At this point, they're
I think that's
conceding
it.
having to punt the ball.
Yeah, that's it. If they have to punt the ball, they're done. There's just not enough time left in the quarter for them to score 5 times and make this a game again.
Silver Eagles send Peyton Spalding back to return the punt. He's standing at his own 50. Poco, that little run up again, left-footed kick. Oh, a high kick, but nothing. Get out of the way, MG. Wow, this is going to get down to near the 30-yard line.
Parker Kunai
Holy
almost got hit in
cow.
the head with that. He's coming off holding his chest going, oh, my God, he almost hit me.
Yeah, they spotted at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that was, maybe a 10-yard punt?
32-yard
15-yard
line.
punt?
Give him 2 more yards.
Something
Wow.
like that. That went, take a chance on those running punts. You have no idea how that's going to come off your foot on the run, and he unfortunately got under it a little bit. And let's see if Monona's running out their starters. They are not.
They are not.
Jordan,
It's Jordan
Bishop.
and Ryan Hines at running back for the Silver Eagles. Some reserve receivers out there. Jack Zwart, the near side guy. Let's see. I would imagine they'll just run the ball. Hines and Bishop in the backfield.
Hines had a good game against.
Hines takes this one. Left side, getting a couple yards.
He ran for 70 yards in a game earlier this year. Remember who that was against, Steve? It was a game I was not at. It was one of the away games.
Let me look here.
Was that against Monroe, maybe?
Let's see. I think it was Monroe, Bob. Watch the play here. I'll look
I
at my
am. I'm
notes.
watching it. So Bishop calling the signals.
Yes, that was Hines against Monroe.
Hines to his right. It's an errant snap. We saw a little bit of this last week with the reserves. Not real crisp.
Hines tackled for a loss, or excuse me, Bishop
That's
tackled
Bishop.
for a loss.
Yep.
Make it 2nd and 17. 3rd and 17. This is WVMO LP Monona. Third down for the Silver Eagles. 9 minutes to play with a running clock. 42-6. Monona Grove with at least 42 points in all 10 games now this year. They give us to Hines, trying to go right side. A flag. He got a couple yards there, but that's going to be changed by that flag.
Very quick flag for a holding call, and maybe there was somebody lined up in the neutral zone. It's possible.
8.5 minutes to play when the clock continues to run.
They are talking to the Monona Grove players. It's hard saying.
Pretty much all reserves in there right now.
No.
Illegal procedure against the Silver Eagles.
Well, I'm surprised they let the play out then. If it's a legal procedure, they're supposed to whistle it. It's declined, and so Monona, it'll be 4th down for Monona.
And the punting unit will come on for the first time tonight. Will Horsemeyer having a decent season as a punter for the Silver Eagles. Let me check his average here. Will punting at a 35-yard average. He stands back near his 50. I think this is Poco back inside the 5-yard line.
Punting with the wind. Whoa, almost blocked.
Nice high kick aiming for the corner. Nice directional kick will go into the end zone, and Wilmot will take over at the 20-yard line.
Well, they had a pretty good rush on there. Horsemeyer just barely got that ball away.
7.5 minutes, and the clock's still running. Bob will be done with this one pretty darn quick.
No problem with that. Well, Monona Grove's scoring average will sink under 50 after this game, but they have set the team record for most points in a season.
With at least one more game to play.
That's right. And it's 492 points is the new record. Undoubtedly over 500 next week, which is really astonishing when you think about it.
500 points in a season.
Yeah.
Twice over 60 this year. High snap pulled down by Lamberson.
The Monona Grove defense right on top of it. They're going to mark that ball back at about the 3 or maybe the 2-yard line.
Yeah, nice defensive push up front. Now some subs coming in from Monona Grove. All sorts of kids coming in. 25. Let's see, 28. Alan Schultz. Shane Duncan also in there. Alan Schultz is your favorite player.
Alan Schultz got credited for a 40-yard kickoff return last week.
Schultz out on
He
the
leads
near
the team
side.
in kickoff return average now, according to
18,
WIS
Jalen
Sportsnet.
Ostrowski is still out there. Lamperson calling the signals. Pressure coming on him.
Wow.
They
Just
got him
nowhere.
again near the 10-yard line.
Well, clearly Wilmot's run some of their reserves in as well because there is just no push in the offensive line at all right now.
Isaac Stinson in. 64 is Matt Grorich.
Yep.
27's out there. Tish Santiago. 25, Shane Duncan. He's been out there most of the game.
Dante McConley at defensive end.
Lamperson calling the signals.
Devin Schoenfeld's out there.
Throws it down right side. Incomplete.
And they'll have to punt from deep in their own end zone.
4th and 9 for the Panthers with 5:35 to play and a running clock, and the Silver Eagles up by 36 points.
I don't think we're going to see that soccer-style kickback here, or rugby-style kickback here. I
can't
think they
very
just
well-
need to get rid of it. Otherwise, it's going to end up being at least a 2-point tilt toward Monona Grove.
Alan Schultz back to return the kick, Bob.
Let's let him see it. I'd love to let him have a chance to actually return it. He's a senior.
I
Go
would
ahead,
love it.
man.
I would love it. A different punter in there now for them. I think this is number 8.
No rush.
He gets the kick off.
And
Schultz
he
is
is
taking it
taking
at the
it
35.
on the run.
Cuts it back. Stopped short of the 30-yard line.
The ball
but-
came loose, too, but it went out of bounds. Schultz hit hard, driven to the ground.
Leading the Silver Eagles in punt returns tonight, Alan Schultz.
That's true. 1 for something.
Let's give him a 5-yard return on that one. 1st and 10. The Silver Eagles get the ball on the 32-yard line.
4.5 minutes to go. Clock is ticking.
The best 4.5 minutes of a game, Bob.
Yep. This game should be over in about 4.5 minutes, Steve.
Bishop and Highness go out there to fill up the MG backfield. I think this wide receiver on the near side is number 15, John List.
List.
Bishop calling the signals. He'll give it to Highness off the right side. Battling his way. I don't know if he got anything there. Good push by the Panthers.
Yeah, it's a stalemate on the line of scrimmage right now. Two sides with their reserves in.
Cameron Reuter in there at wide receiver. 75, Kendall Renard at tackle.
I don't think I've ever seen a season since we started doing this, Steve, where we've seen the reserves get so much playing time on Friday nights.
Yeah, it really has kept the starters fresh. High snap brought down by Bishop. Handoff to Highness. Highness across the 30. Nice push.
Yeah, the high snap actually made that kind of a counter play. I think it was just supposed to be a simple handoff to Highness, but Jordan Bishop had to delay to bring that ball down, and it turned out to be a pretty good gainer for Highness.
Highness got to the 29-yard line. 3:10 to play in the game. 3rd and about 7 for the Silver Eagles. Slot back on this side is McCauley. And he steps up into tight end. No, he comes into the backfield. No, that's Highness. Screwing up my numbers. McCauley's 45, Highness 43.
Oh,
Highness
geez.
lost the ball, fell on it,
Yeah,
lost a yard on the play.
that was a bad handoff right there. Ball just came flying out. I think as the ball kind of came out as Bishop was trying to put it in Highness's midsection, and he just never had control of it.
All right, 4th and 8 for the Silver Eagles. They're going to go for it to eat some clock. Number 25, Shane Duncan into the game at running back.
Yeah, no reason to punt here. Just run the football.
Double wideouts to the far side. Jack Swart, the near side receiver. Bishop calling the signals. He'll give it to Duncan, trying to go right side. Cuts it back up the field. Duncan close to a first down near the 20-yard line.
I don't think it's going to be enough, though. It's going to go over to Wilmot.
It will with 2:08 to play in the game.
All right, well, Monona Grove. I wouldn't say it was their best game of the year, but they sure clicked on offense to start the game. Their first 4 possessions resulted in 4 touchdowns. Bogged down a little bit since then, but we're able to put up a couple more scores and lead easily now in what turned out to be a very easy victory over the Wilmot Panthers.
Option coming right side, and he's cut down short of the 25-yard line. Good coverage there by the reserves. Benny Fluke coming into the game now, Bob.
I like Benny Fluke. That's a good name. Hopefully we'll see more of him on the field
Bronco,
next year.
Benny Fluke, Alan
We
Schultz, you got
did
your
not see
favorites.
Bronco tonight.
No, Bronco's
No, we did not see Bronco tonight.
missing.
So
Hopefully
he's on the sideline. I see him over there.
Minute 20 to play and a running clock. The Silver Eagles will put this one away and go 10-0. High snap, pulled down, and a handoff and some running room now.
It's Al
Can't
Schultz
see-
and
I can't see who's got the ball here, but he's down inside the 40-yard line of Monona Grove, out of bounds and near the 30.
Al Schultz and Cole Besteman were trying their best to run him down. Finally, they managed to push him out of bounds. Doesn't matter. The clock continues to run.
To the 34-yard line of
We have
Monona Grove,
less
49
than a minute
seconds.
to play.
If they're going to get in the end zone, they're going to have to do it in just a few plays here.
Well, I think they got time for maybe one play. Because they can't stop the clock.
I don't think that's Lamberson in there still. Lamberson.
It's not.
No, but he's going to run the ball, whoever it is, trying to go right side, cut down short of the 30-yard
It's
line.
number 20, Zach Watson, 5'9" sophomore.
So we're seeing what is essentially the third-string quarterback. The tackle made at the 31-yard line. 10 seconds to play. Last play of the game coming up here,
Well,
Bob.
not trying to get a playoff, but they're going to have to hurry.
Watson calling the signals. 4 seconds left. There he goes. Now looking to throw his first throw of the season. Going deep for the end zone.
It's caught.
Touchdown.
And it's a touchdown on the last play of the game. Well, that's exciting. That's exciting for that sophomore quarterback to throw a TD, his first action of the season.
With no time left on the clock, Wilmot scores from the 31-yard line.
It was actually pretty good coverage, but the ball was a little underthrown, and so the Wilmot receiver came back to make the catch. Tackle made immediately, but unfortunately tackled him backwards and into the end zone he went.
And they end the game there. No attempt at the extra point. The Silver Eagles go to 10-0, and we'll move on to the second-level playoffs against either Burlington or Waterford. We'll find that out later tonight and hopefully find out where they're playing tomorrow. And we can advertise it. Ideally, we'll be covering that on WVMO, the voice of Monona, hopefully here at MG, so Bob can attend. But if not, I'll be on the road with somebody or other. Silver Eagles again behind Lucas Gerlach's 3 touchdown receptions, beating the Wilmot Panthers 42-12, and the 12 only because of a last-second touchdown. Brookfield East 1, Brookfield Center 1. Stoughton has beaten Oregon. We don't have any result on the Burlington-Waterford game, but the Silver Eagles advance to the second-level playoffs. Stay tuned to WVMO all next week to find out where and when and how and why. This has been Steve Martinelli alongside Bob Schmuck, bidding you adieu.